Okay, welcome to Pure Energy Connections here at People's Patriot Network. This is DJ, and today we have an incredible lady on the show today. She cares deeply about helping others, and her journey is and has been so exciting. I can't wait to bring her on the show. So now Pure Energy Connections is where people connect, find truth, share ideas, heal, and manifest their dreams. Now my passion is preventive health, and you know, bringing awareness of what can improve the quality of our life. That's the most important part. So, and that encompasses so much in our life. That encompasses our areas of work, our home, our work, the products we use and put on our skin, to the food and the water we drink. So even our very thoughts. Okay, and what we visualize within. Very, very important. So let's get started with our journey here, Pure Energy Connections. And first, a quick disclaimer. All right, so the information, services, devices, and products shown on this website and emails, newsletters, and radio show have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and or any other governmental derivatives thereof, known or unknown. These statements, services, products, and devices have not been approved by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any illness or disease, and are not to serve as medical advice. I do not heal anyone, as the body has its innate abilities to heal itself if you give it what it needs, such as a balance of energy, organic food, clean water. And I am not a physician, dietitian, nutritional expert, nor a scientist, physicist, or a pastry chef. So those seeking treatment for a specific disease, pain, or illness should consult a qualified, competent, integrative physician prior to using any products, services, or information herein. So it's my great pleasure today to bring on a beautiful lady you can see right there. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. It's one of my most exciting interviews. I'm so happy. And Jillian Schneider, survivor of cancer for 45 years. That is amazing. Holistic practitioner for cancer coaching, a medium, a singer-songwriter, guitarist, which stick around, folks, because at the end of the show, we're gonna have her sing a song for us, and I hope you will, won't you? We definitely
I'm only,
want you to sing a song.
I'm
Hmm.
only seeing you right now.
Hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. At the end though, we'll be side to side.
Okay, great.
Oh yes, definitely, definitely. So now, you're retreat leader and coach in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Okay. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful place to have a retreat, by the way. So let's move forward with your beautiful journey, your story. Oh my gosh, you have so much to go over in just 40 minutes, but let's try to hit on all the things we can. Probably your story about the healing of me- your cancer, of course. So let's start there if you want, so we can kind of get a feel of your history and go forward and everything you've done.
Okay, so you're recording this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Neat. Because I just see you, so I wasn't sure. All right.
Yeah.
Thank
No.
you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, when I was 29, I found out that I had cervical cancer, malignant cervical cancer. And I had already been very interested in Chinese medicine and studying it just for a short time. And some part of me really didn't want to go the medical route because I was told that I needed to go to the hospital. And if I didn't, I would die. And so I walked away from Western medicine at the age of 29. And the doctor freaked out. It was a major confrontation. Basically, I said, I think I'm going to do this myself.
Oh my gosh.
He completely freaked out, slammed the door in my face. And I just, I remember everything about it. And actually, I am writing about this story in a book called Autobiography of a Revolutionary Healer. And it will tell the story of what I did back when I was 29 years old in 1975. And actually, I'm coming up to my 75th birthday in August.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you so much. And so the journey from there, I just basically did the most important things over a period of a month, I changed my diet drastically. I went for acupuncture twice a week with a little Chinese doctor with a long gray beard who looked at me and said, "No problem, I fix." Okay.
Great medical words. Yeah. I like that.
I mean, and I was right there with him when he knew from his 6,000 years of, you know, the acupuncture, Chinese medicine, the understanding of that human body from a whole other perspective. And he just knew that this is a piece of cake. She's fine. That's how he looked at me, you know. And so I look back at him like, whew, no fear, gone. Trust completely in that energy, and that all worked out. And a month later, after changing my diet, going for acupuncture, and he gave me herbs, and he recommended, you know, just he recommended some foods too that maybe I didn't get from the initial consultation with the macrobiotic people. And from there, in 1 month, I went back to another doctor. So I knew I couldn't go back to the guy who slammed the door in my face. And that doctor was, you know, he had seen my medical records, and he was just, you know, also kind of like, you got to do this, you got to do that. And I said, just give me a pap test. Let's see where it is on that level. It had gone from a number 5 in those days. A number 5 on a pap test was conclusively malignant.
Right.
And it had gone in 1 month from a 5 to a 3.
Ooh.
And 1 was normal in those years.
Okay.
Today, if you get a 1, they'll call it cancer.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, at that point in time, I knew something very important. I knew that I really couldn't heal myself in the United States of America. In this country, you have to work. You have to pay your bills. If you don't work, you don't have a place to live. Okay? So I decided I'd be better off being homeless in South America than here. So I traveled to South America. First, I went to Venezuela, and then I went to Peru after that. And it was 1975. I went with a friend who spoke Spanish beautifully, and we just traveled for $5 each a day. That's how much it cost us to live.
Nice.
Okay, you know, and no pressure. And the most important thing that I want to share with people is that I never told my family what would have been the purpose. You know, most people's families are, you know, they don't know anything about natural healing. They don't know what the body can do and make corrections. So what would have been the point to tell my little parents, Mom and Dad, I have cancer? That would have been the stupidest, most actually inconsiderate thing to do. They had no need to know, because then they would have been like all over me. Oh, you got to do what the doctor says. Biggest mistake people make today is telling other people. And really, they're feeling so sorry for themselves that they feel they need that support. Well, no one's going to support them to do a natural healing in general. Very few people. So I did tell my brother and sister-in-law. We were very close, and they had no problem with, you know, what I was doing. And some other really good friends, a couple of good friends. So it wasn't like I totally didn't tell anybody. But the night that I was told, the night of the day that I was told that I had cancer, I was scheduled to sing on a radio show in Miami. And that, in that moment before I went on, I had to, you know, I prayed, basically, just make me, you know, take away the fear. You got to take away the fear. If you're diagnosed with something so serious, if you have fear, you can't heal it either. Okay,
Right.
so number one, when you tell other people, it's a big mistake. It puts a major frustration between you and the people who supposedly love you.
Mm-hmm.
If their fear infringes on your fear. So that night, I sang a particular song as a prayer. Take all the fear that you know I'm hiding, replace it with love, something like that. I don't remember the exact words, but
Oh.
I I sounded great. My guitar work was good. My friend who was backing me on guitar sounded beautiful, and I just knew that I had gotten this renewed strength by letting go of my fear. What am I afraid of?
Mm-hmm.
What am I afraid of? I would be more afraid maybe if I felt sick, but at the time I didn't feel sick.
Right.
But I don't, because before that, years before that, I had been in India studying meditation, and I went so deep in meditation, that if this is dying, I don't mind it. It's not that
Mm-hmm.
I know where I'm going. Okay. And so I wasn't afraid to die. I was afraid of the treatments that they were recommending, like they wanted to give me a hysterectomy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want any part of it because I was 29 years old. I had not had a child, and there was no way that I could trust those people. So
Good
then,
for you.
yeah, so then I traveled through South America for about 5.5 months. I had my brown rice in my backpack. I had to refill it when I got to Lima. And then we traveled all the way from Lima. We hitchhiked. We traveled on chicken buses. That's what you did back then. Chicken buses that, you know, the people take to go from here to there, but they take their chickens and their goats with them. I
Wow.
loved it. It was rough traveling though. It's a rough, kind of a rough situation. We had no cell phones. We had no bottled water. Okay.
Mm.
Half the time, if you had to go to the bathroom, there might not be a place that looked like something you were familiar with. You might as well just go behind a bush.
Right.
Yeah. So those were the days, and at least I didn't have the stress of having to work, be indoors, balance my budget so I could pay my rent.
Mm-hmm.
And I had already done 8 sessions of acupuncture, so that gave me a head start. And in Peru, in particular, I would go to the markets, and there would be these shamans who had herbal booths with all the herbs from the region. And my friend who spoke beautiful Spanish would mention, what my issue was, and he would get a little bag of some herbs for me to take every day. So I was getting herbal medicine from the shamans, and I just was also in a part of the world which is a vortex of energy. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Machu and Cusco. In those days, there were no tourists
Mm.
because people didn't know about it, and they couldn't have gone there because there were no hotels. So we just stayed like in a sort of, with the workers that were working on the site in what's called like a flop house with a
Oh.
with it was just a cot, and there were chickens and goats in there.
Oh, wonderful. Oh my God. Well, from what I'm seeing is that because, I'm a big meditator and self-healer, but the thing is you went with a good attitude. You already went down to a 3. You went with a great attitude. You went alternative and you had faith inside. you knew you had faith in yourself, and your journey just brought that faith and expelled it and just put it into such beautiful energy. And you went on such a magnificent journey. I mean, you're not sitting in a hospital room with chemo or whatever, surgery. You're actually on a beautiful journey. I mean, it was almost like it was meant to be. It's beautiful. Your story is incredible.
Felt like I was in a movie. Seriously,
Yes.
I felt like I was in the projection booth watching my life on the big screen with God right there by my side.
Mhm. Mhm. Exactly.
Watching it, I had no fear.
Mhm.
And honestly, I thank God for the cancer.
Mm. You have to do that. No, you have to do that. Yeah.
I know that. I just
Yeah.
had so much gratitude that I had the cojones, the balls, the chutzpah, Yiddish word for balls, chutzpah to actually do that kind of shit.
Mhm. I love you. You're so wonderful.
And that's how I write. I put all this in my book with myself, my authentic
Mm.
being, that at 70, almost 75 years of age, coming up soon, I have no fear. I have no shame. I have no guilt. I have
Mhm.
forgiven myself, and I'm grateful to God. And it's not a God up in the sky. It's not the old man in the sky. Even though Michelangelo did a great job, been there. However, it's all inside. It's so much
Mhm.
more accessible to us. This feeling of peace and love and joy and bliss is right inside of us. And
Yes.
actually, if we understand how and we want to be in touch with it, all we have to do is just focus on the breath. And it's right there. The generator of that breath, that's God. And God has no religion,
Right.
but it's the common chord of all the great religions.
Mhm.
They're all talking about the same thing.
Mm.
And I'm simplifying it even more so because I was a kindergarten teacher.
Oh,
Common sense.
yes.
We don't
Exactly.
have to remind ourselves to breathe. There's something breathing us. And it's a very, very high intelligent experience. And it has a purpose.
Mhm.
It wants us to be here. And I felt that I wasn't going to sacrifice myself for the ignorance and the broken system of Western medicine.
I can't wait to get your book.
Well,
It sounds beautiful.
I'm flying high right now. I'm really flying high.
Yes.
And this COVID stuff, man, this has given me a
Mm.
gift to get focused. I just moved into the mountains. I have a beautiful place where I can settle in. I just put my studio where I'm going to record this book
Ooh,
in
nice.
my voice as
Right.
an audio book. And I already put my little recording studio in my closet, the master
Excellent.
closet that deserves, and it's perfect because two of its walls are just to the outside of the building, overlooking a national forest.
I'm jealous.
I'm in the
Sounds
most
beautiful.
place, and this is going to be what stimulates my desire to share what I know.
Well, that brings us to the next thing as far as you have a retreat there. You coach people. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, when I was in Florida for the
Hmm.
last 23 years in a certain location in Florida, Delray Beach, I would have people come and stay in a little hotel by the ocean. I would get the juicer and my massage table and sometimes my guitar and whatever else I needed, and bring it to their little place. And I would fast them. I am an expert with fasting and cleansing of the colon. I would take them to a colon hydrotherapist halfway through the process. And then we would go to the beach and we would jump in the ocean and we would take the sand and we would, massage ourselves and all over. And
Exfoliate.
and I was like, I have been living the dream for years, doing what I love, doing what I know is right. If people aren't, within a couple of days, the first few days of a fast, people, they're really exhausted. They don't feel so great. But come day 3 or day 4, they get their life back. There's nothing powerful than cleaning out the colon. That's where all disease begins.
And ends, exactly. I have an incredible story. I don't think I told you. This is this real quick. It reminds me of this. Is a gentleman I met when I was doing I went to his garage sale, I think it was. Yeah, it was a garage sale, and I was young. He was probably in his 40s,
And
and and it was just someone at a garage sale. It was his house, and he was having this sale. But when he brought me into his home just to show me all these things he had for sale, he says, I shouldn't be alive right now. And I've always been into healing. And I said, what do you mean? He says, well, I had lung cancer, stage 5. He says, I, had maybe 30, 60 days left. And he says, all of a sudden, I guess I went into a coma. He went to a coma and he went into the hospital and they just fed him, on a tube. And he was in there for 6 months. And they thought by then he'd be dead, right? Well, he woke up from the coma. This is his story. And he asked for a cup of coffee. And the nurses were like, oh my gosh, he's alive. So they got the doctors, and he says, I want to go home. And of course he was weak, but the doctors said, well, wait a minute, you have cancer. We need to x-ray, your lungs. And he was a big cigar smoker. And anyway, they looked at everything, gone. Because what did he do? He fast, he rest. Yes. I never will forget that story. He even brought out his medical records to show me because he didn't think I'd believe him. I go, no, I believe you. It's just amazing.
Yeah. Well, it's the most natural thing. And actually, one of the documents that I like to read when I'm doing a fast is part of the Dead Sea Scrolls, which was found not that long ago. I don't know, maybe 60, 70 years ago, and then translated into English from Aramaic. And these are in the words of Jesus. And he explains how to do a fast.
Ooh.
It's called the Essene Gospel of Peace.
Wow.
He was a Jewish Essene, Essene. That's a certain sect, and he was a rabbi. And so this is his telling his devotees exactly how to fast and heal them.
Interesting. Did you put this in the book?
I didn't, but that's a good idea.
Note to self. No, that's a great part of the book. Yeah.
Do that. I should do that when I talk about fasting. Sure.
Yes. So when people come to your little retreat up there, then they have all your techniques in the fasting. Yeah. How long are they there for?
Well, we're looking at 5 or 7 days. And I will, if they come for 5 or 7 days and commit, I will pick them up at the airport. I will bring them up to my beautiful apartment. They will have their own room with a bathroom next door. And I will be preparing. It won't be a complete fast because what I really want to incorporate are the beautiful walks around here that go straight up and straight down. Wow. So just doing juices would be a little bit overkill. That would be fun. So I'm looking for people that are relatively healthy but want to go to the next level. So it will be a vegan, raw, maybe a little soup, and juices and smoothies, green smoothies.
Good.
That'll be the detox. And then
Okay.
I will be doing some massage. 35
Hmm.
years licensed in the state of Florida.
Mm.
Yeah. And I do a variety of massages. I actually trained 35 years ago as a barefoot shiatsu therapist. I step on people.
Yep. I love it.
I'm only 110 pounds. I can't hurt anybody. And I know what I'm doing. And I have very big feet.
So you hit all the acupressure points.
Absolutely. Shiatsu acupuncture, acupressure.
Mm.
Yeah. So that and energy healing. And sometimes people may not have a diagnosis, but
Hmm.
we're all carrying COVID, okay? We're all
Hmm.
carrying disease in our bodies. But
Well,
I'm
that's what our bodies are. They're full of viruses and bacterias, and that's what we're made of. But our immune system keeps it in check.
That's right. So,
Yeah.
I think that anybody and everybody, has to understand that there's a time when they need to just stop,
Hmm.
and be with fresh air. We're going to be
Hmm.
we're going to be getting wet in waterfalls and creeks and rivers. Maybe go tubing down a river. All of
Hmm.
this is manifesting probably by August.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. And why don't we right now, before we forget, or before I forget, let everyone know how to contact you for this too.
Okay. So my website is www.Jill, Jillayn. My middle name is Ein, and my last name is Schneider. Schneider is Schneider. So it's www.jilleinschneider.com.
Perfect. And if for some reason someone doesn't get that, they can always contact me at the station at Pure Energy Connections.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, no.
Give a phone number too. I have no problem with that. 56
Oh, okay.
561 945 4812.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Excellent. Yes. Oh my gosh. So now, we know what obviously that this has been about 45 years, I guess, right? Since your
Yeah.
diagnosis.
5 years
Okay.
diagnosed.
Yeah.
Um, I could be walking around with cancer. I don't go for checkups. I don't get mammograms. I don't do any of that
Hmm.
stuff. Probably for the last 25 years.
Hmm.
And I'm, I'm, I'm in better shape than I've ever been in my life. I'm able
Exactly.
to walk these roads, besides going on certain trails with poles, with women and guys about maybe 15 years younger than me, um, and keeping up with everybody carefully. I'm very careful. Uh,
Hmm.
I'm I'm just, and I want to share that with people who are basically healthy but need a boost. That's really
Yeah.
my perfect client would be a woman. Since I'm here, live alone, I would prefer that I attract women
Hmm.
and maybe a couple. It's a queen size bed in the guest room, so that's a possibility too.
Hmm.
And I will, as I say, pick her up at the airport, bring her back at the end of the 5 or 7 days, and make sure that she's, just having a very energetic experience. It's not going to be extreme. It's not the kind of fasting I did in Florida.
Okay. What if someone request more extreme?
I would do it over the phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, good idea.
because if they came here and they had to fly or drive or whatever, unless they're very close, you know, it would just really be nice to experience the hiking and the waterfalls and if
Hmm.
it's cleansing too strongly, you're not going to feel so great those first few days.
That's true, especially if you haven't done it before too.
Oh,
Yeah, so enjoy.
before, absolutely. you know.
Yeah, I mean, I fast a lot, so I know, but my first day fasting, I feel great. But
Yeah,
sometimes, yeah,
but
if you
I'm
haven't done it
you're
before.
used to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, actually, I feel my best when I'm fasting. Definitely.
yeah,
But yeah, to get out, do the fresh air, the walking meditation is awesome, and in areas that you're in,
yeah.
that is
You
just beautiful.
just have to watch out for bears.
Oh, that's true. Well, it's always something, right? Oh my gosh. Well,
Watch
let's talk.
the alligators.
Exactly. Yeah, but at least we can go in curves and get away from the alligator or
Well,
climb a tree.
no, well, you don't want to go in curves, or is it? Yeah, they can't. You know, they don't really care about you, alligators. I rode my bike for
I know.
20 years on a trail where there were alligators here, alligators there, on both sides of the road. This is like a dike.
Hmm.
They didn't look at me. They didn't care.
Mm-mm.
They didn't even want to say hello.
Well, only if people feed them. I think that's what entices them. But otherwise, we have alligators all over here. I'm in the horse country. There's
Yeah,
alligators all over. Yeah, and they
wherever
don't bother you.
there's going to be alligators in Florida.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and they're here. Definitely. Well, okay, so another exciting thing is tell us a little bit. We have some a little bit of time here before we're going to bring you on singing. I can't wait for that. But tell us really quickly about your stardom. Singer, songwriter. Let's hear a little bit about that.
I graduated college in 1966, and that summer I took 10 lessons to learn folk guitar. In 1966, if you turned on the radio, popular radio, you were hearing some of the most incredible folk music of my generation, protest songs. Dylan, Joan Baez, Peter, Paul, and Mary, or just a,
Mm,
there was so Judy Collins, and these people, they were singing their uh, expression of what they wanted to see changed in
mm,
themselves and in the world.
mhm.
And so I was really inspired. I was a school teacher back then. The kids loved hearing these songs and singing along, and then we would write our own songs. So I've been carrying a guitar all these years, 50 years. And uh, and the last maybe 30 years, I've been more than that, 40 years, I've been writing songs. And I really, I mean, I actually did a children's uh, program for many years. I went as Annie Sunbeam, the cosmic cowgirl, and I did parties, I did school concerts, and my entire theme was the environment.
Mm.
And so that was, so I always kept my fingers pretty, ready at any moment in time to come out with some kind of a song, write a song. And, but the songs that my healing has been expressed, um, there are different styles. The song I'm going to do in a little bit is bluesy, kind of a bluesy song.
I like that.
Yeah. And I don't know. I just feel very connected to the guitar, and I've traveled a lot. I've been all over the world, and whenever I travel with a backpack, like in the old days, and I carry a guitar as well.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, I love it. I love it. I had the pleasure of listening to some of your music and with Bo Diddley and a couple of the places I found you on the website. It's awesome. What a wonderful life. I mean, it's an incredible journey.
It just keeps getting better and better. I'm not. I have no fear of what's going on now.
Hmm.
Okay, I am completely immune because if you knew, and you and I both know how to boost our immune system.
Hmm.
Okay,
Well, we know what
organically,
fear does.
yeah,
It's the fear factor.
yeah.
Yeah, and you never had the fear and you conquered something in your body where right now is the same thing is we have to let go of all this fear everywhere we look, that just let that go
Well,
and we'll all be fine.
easier to let it go if you don't watch the news. I don't watch the news.
I don't either. I get some emails once in a while and I glance at them and I let them go. And I'm really good at letting go, whether it's through meditation or just to let go, but I just let it go and I have my own world and I love the orbit that I live in. My hologram here is just, it's beautiful. There is no problems. Well, we're going to hear you sing. It's almost about time for you to
Yeah.
pull out the
Okay.
guitar. And I
Yeah,
have
just
one more question though.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and get your guitar. I was going to ask you about the book. When do you think your book is going to come out?
Well, it's going to be a book, and it's also going to be an audio book. So it'll be an ebook, an audio book. I want to
Right.
be close here, and I would say maybe the first of next year, it'll be
Oh, okay.
absolutely ready, or before. I'm ready. I'm so excited about it. I just want it to happen.
Excellent. Excellent. Good. I can't wait for your book to come out. Excellent. Okay.
The audiobook is going to actually also have my music because the music is an MP3. The chapters are MP3s, and I can just kind of, stick them in where they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a little song. It's called Hanging On to Pure Love. Well, I'm tired of the limits that my mind puts on me. I'm mighty tight squeezed to find some friggin' dignity. I've looked everywhere around this whole world, up and down, around and through this old girl. And I'm grateful for this life that breathes me through and through. And I'm hanging on to pure love. That's all there is to do. Hey, baby. I ain't going to no heaven that's up above somewhere. I've got it all right here and now if you should even care. Talk is cheap and I won't say much more about this now. But if you want to know the truth, if your concepts will allow, I'm grateful for this life that breathes me through and through, and I'm hanging on to pure love. That's all there is to do. So don't tell me how to live my life. It's up to each of us to sing a low down blues or get on that joyful bus, taking us to where we all come from. There's a place inside our hearts, no need for us to roam. I'm grateful for this life that breathes me through and through, and I'm hanging on to pure love. That's all there is to do. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Woo!
Awesome. I love the words too. Absolutely beautiful. Pure love. Oh, I love it.
I think I wrote that in 94
Oh, why?
and probably rewrote it in 98.
Okay. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Well, we have to say goodbye and I wish we had more time. Yeah, it's already going on about 40 minutes and let's remind everybody how to get in touch with you again.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone, I want you to go to Jill, JILLAYN. I'm looking at my cheat sheet. SCHNEIDER.com, right?
Absolutely. They could also put in the name of my company is called Circle of Life Holistic Programs.
Circle of Life Holistic Programs. Is that a .com or is that just a search?
No, no,
Oh,
that they could search that and I will come
oh,
up.
okay. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Awesome. Well, I think we should do this again. If I can bring you back on the show, I would love that.
Next time, a new song.
Yes, let's do that. Definitely. And we can give because right now I think what people really need is encouragement. They
Yeah,
need more, they need to be uplifted because everyone's staying home, even if they're not staying home, just the fear mongering, that the TV and everyone has their TV on. Not you and I, but I don't even have
I
TV.
have one.
Yeah, I know. I know. Mine's a computer monitor. But the thing is
I see on the
I
computer if I really, really, really need to see something, I'll turn on. I have two computers and my phone, so I'm
mm.
hooked up. But
Well,
I'd
we
rather
had our
be my breath.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. We had our second named storm here already, right?
Really?
I hadn't a clue it was in the Gulf of Mexico. I'm 40 minutes from the Gulf of Mexico. I hadn't a clue because I don't watch the news. And all of a sudden my friend says, "Well, are you preparing? It's going to be a busy hurricane season." And I was like, named storms went through already and I didn't even know about it. So that's how much I watch the news.
Oh,
But like you, yeah, like you, I try to stay positive. I do my meditations, my walks in the sun. Yeah, that's where we need to be. And if we do another show, I hope we do, we can just bring more uplifting information for everybody.
absolutely. Well, I think, I just really want to leave people with, the truth. And the truth is that we have power inside of us that can
Hmm.
give us the motivation to heal anything.
Hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Those are great words to live by. I mean, tell a vision is hypnotizing and it's taking away from us our innate abilities, everything God gave us. So that's why I stayed away from that, listening to beautiful music like yours, doing the fasting, the retreats. That's what we need to be doing right now. And sure, people work, the weekends we can do different things, but we're going to have to definitely bring you back on the show.
Thank
I
you
love
so
your
much.
energy.
DJ, you're great. You're a great DJ.
Thank you. Well, many blessings. Thank you,
Yes,
sweetie.
you
Love
too.
you. All
Love
right.
you.
You take care.
And
Okay.
thank you so much.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Bye for now.
Bye, honey.
Bye, sweetie.